without getting too in the weeds, tell us the kind of data that you and the other voting members see. How much information do you actually get from Pfizer and BioNTech?
Thank you for that, Brian. Actually, although the process has moved forward with unprecedented speed, I'm happy to report that with respect to safety evaluation, this was rigorous. I carefully reviewed all the briefing documents. We have a rigorous process here. In the United States, the documents were made publicly available through the FDA website, and there was detailed safety information provided by the sponsor, in this case Pfizer, and that safety data was also independently analyzed by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA. So what I saw was a very careful safety analysis of this product.
Now, there were a few, I think there was 4 no votes, and that's going to get some headlines. However, there's a very key caveat, is there not, Doctor? I think some, if not all of those no votes were for people who wanted it authorized for those 18 years old or older, not 16 or older, correct?
There was some discussion around that point. Obviously, for those members who voted no, I voted yes. It's a matter of public record. There were, as you pointed out, a few committee members who voted no. Obviously, they should best speak for themselves. There was, Brian, some discussion around the age range. The sponsor did provide some information, some study participants in the 16 and 17-year-old category. There was no particularly different safety signal for them as the older individuals. So the majority of the committee members felt comfortable voting yes.
Now, you also are at a hospital. Theoretically, when this is approved, you will be getting the vaccine, hopefully this weekend, within days, assuming the FDA comes through, Doctor. Can you take us through the timeline? What would be theoretically the earliest that, assuming the FDA comes out today and gives the final approval, the earliest that inoculations could begin?
Thank you for this, Brian. Well, as you know, the committee gives advice to FDA. FDA makes the determination. That determination, I don't know, but it could come as soon as today or the next few days. As you know, then there's a step with the Centers for Disease Control, CDC. They have a committee that looks at it. I don't know all the facts, but I'm told that it's possible. I speculate it's possible that even within days, you might have vaccines shipped. And they need to ship to locations that have the right kind of freezer systems, as you know, negative 80 degrees Celsius to store this vaccine. It has to be stored under specific conditions. And each state has put forth guidance as to priority populations, such as frontline healthcare workers, such as elderly individuals in long-term care facilities who will be first in line to receive this product.
And you're also a voting member for the Moderna vaccine. Can you give us any insight, Doctor, in where we stand with that, a vaccine candidate that does not need those ultra cold temperatures? So some view this potentially as a little bit easier to distribute. Do we know anything about the timeline for Moderna?
Thank you for that. So I first should say, as a matter of record, that the roster, I don't believe, has been finalized for Thursday's meeting. So I just, for the next Thursday's meeting on Moderna, so I just want to point that out. What I will say is that what we're told is the Moderna vaccine, as you point out, doesn't have to be stored at quite as low a temperature. It's rather negative 20 degrees, which is more similar to your household freezer. Obviously, this would have to be carefully monitored freezers with alarm systems and temperature control, but that is somewhat more practical, so that could be important. As you know, ultimately, we need vaccines for the whole world. Yes, the homeland, yes, the United States, of course, but also the whole world. This virus does not respect borders, does not understand nationalities. It just spreads as an infectious disease. And there's no way a vaccine that needs negative 80 storage could be a long-term solution for poor countries, low middle income countries, et cetera. So we're going to need a range of different vaccines. And thankfully, there's a strong pipeline of a variety of different vaccines across the globe. I would also say that yesterday was a milestone, but there is a long road ahead.
But it was the first step in getting on that road, and we appreciate the work that you and all the other voting members certainly are doing. I know you've got day jobs, Doctor, so we certainly appreciate it. Dr. Ofer Levy, Best to you and yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brian. And as a person of Jewish faith, I observe the Hanukkah holiday, the Festival of Lights, and hopefully we're starting to see some light at the end of this long tunnel.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.